Hi, everybody. That's the football hype, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut. Of course, we are back here at the football hut discussing the New York Giants. And really, before we get into that, of course, like this video and subscribe. So the Giants were very active this offseason, and they made some very impactful moves, particularly in the draft. I'm going to talk about them in this video, but they had an excellent draft. Everybody knows it. They were graded very high. They filled three needs at the top of the draft. They needed help at cornerback. They needed help at center, and of course they need help at wide receiver. Down the field to help Daniel Jones out to be able to throw to. So in this video, we're going to talk about them. So this is from Sportsnaut.com. 5 New York Giants who make the biggest impact this season that just became New York Giants. Number 1. Who's number 1? Darren Waller. Now, Darren Waller, they received him in a trade. For the first time in his career, Daniel Jones will have a legit number 1 receiving threat and tight end, Darren Waller. New York acquired Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders after trading away a third-round pick. Waller is one of the best tight ends in the league, as he's gone over 1,000 receiving yards twice in his career and was voted to the Pro Bowl in 2020. You can expect offensive coordinator Mike Kafka to line up the 30-year-old all over the field to create mismatches similar to the way the Kansas City Chiefs utilize Travis Kelce. Now, here's the thing about Waller. You can use him as a wide receiver, but he's primarily a tight end. So he's very versatile and he's very fast. With the addition of Waller, New York will certainly improve on their 26th ranked passing offense from a season ago. In addition to being the top target on the team, the tight end could become the first Giant since Odell Beckham Jr. in 2018 to have over 1,000 receiving yards. Next up, Bobby Okereke. The last image we saw of the Giants, they were thoroughly getting dismantled by the Eagles and 38-7 in the divisional round of the playoffs. In that game, the Eagles rushed for 268 yards on 44 carries and scored 3 rushing touchdowns. To improve their run defense, New York signed one of the best inside linebackers in free agency, Bobby Okereke. Well, I'm saying his name right. Okereke, that's it. Spent his previous 4 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts and had combined 283 tackles. And his last 2 seasons in Indianapolis. Again, hopefully easy for me to say. In 3 of his 4 seasons, the Colts had a top 10 run defense. And the hope is he can help the Giants achieve that same feat. He'll turn 27 later this month, and the belief is his best football is yet to come. New York finished 27th in run defense a season ago. I expect them to be in the top half of the league this season, thanks to Okereke. Oh boy. Next up, John Michael Schmitz. Schmitz was viewed by many as the best center in this year's draft class. So when New York was able to draft him with a 57th overall pick, it was viewed as one of the biggest steals of the 23 NFL draft. The interior offensive line was a huge concern heading into this offseason, especially after losing their starting center from a season ago, John Feliciano, via free agency to the San Francisco 49ers. But after drafting Schmitz, New York believes the 24-year-old rookie will solidify the center position for the next decade. Schmitz built a reputation in college of having a high football IQ and good technique, so barring injury, he will be a Week 1 starter. It's imperative that Schmitz lives up to being the best center in the draft, as he will face top interior defensive linemen within the division, such as Darren Payne and Jonathan Allen of the Commanders, as well as Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter of the Philadelphia Eagles. I would mention about Schmitz. His scouting report says that he would be excellent if your offense is primarily on the ground. And as you know, the offense with the Giants is all about their running game. It's all about the ability of Daniel Jones to escape pressure in the pocket, and also the excellent running back, Saquon Barkley. We keep our fingers crossed. So I'm worried that they're not going to sign him, Saquon Barkley, and hopefully they sign him. But that's why they brought in Schmitz. He's just an excellent complement to what the Giants are trying to do offensively. Next up, Deonte Banks. Defensive coordinator Don Wink Martindale got the corner he coveted with the Giants traded up one spot with the Jacksonville Jaguars and took Deonte Banks with the 24th overall pick. His aggressive style seemed to be a perfect fit for Martindale's scheme. He's tough-minded, he's physical, he can tackle, and on top of that, he can run. So we're excited about it. He's getting into the groove. New York was then at the corner position last season and used several players to play on the opposite side of Adoree Jackson. With the addition of Banks, they feel he can be a plug-and-play starter and be prepared to compete against the top receivers in the league. The 22-year-old corner will be tested early as he'll face top-tier receivers such as CeeCee Lamb, Deebo Samuel, and DK Metcalf in the first 4 weeks of the season. The corner position was viewed as one of the weaknesses in defense last year, but now at Banks it has the potential to be one of its strengths. Finally, and it's the one I'm most excited about, Jalin Hyatt, wide receiver from Tennessee. Unlike fellow rookies Schmitz and Banks, Hyatt is not expected to be a starter. However, he will see playing time immediately because he brings an element to the offense that's been so sorely lacking for years. He's fast. He's really fast. Hyatt ran a 4.4 at the NFL Combine, but he felt he would have run faster if one of his hamstrings didn't tighten up. Not only will he more than likely lead the team in average yards per reception, but the team might utilize him on reverses and possibly as a kick returner early on in the season. The team only scored 30 points or more twice last season, including the playoffs. That number will go up this year thanks to their explosive rookie receiver. The Giants worked very hard, and you see this in this video. They worked very hard to improve this offense. We know that this offensive line needed help. They improved that. We know that they needed more offense deep down the field. That's why they traded for Waller. That's why they signed and drafted Hyatt. So they very much, Joe Schoen, the general managers, worked very hard to improve and get rid of the weaknesses of this team. Now, is this team a Super Bowl team? Probably not. Are they better than they were last year? Absolutely. Are they going to have a winning record? That's the term that remains to be seen because their schedule is extremely hard, especially the early part of the season. 7 of their first 8 or 9 games are on the road, and they finish up in December 2 games against Philadelphia. So this is an extremely difficult schedule that they're going to be facing. But with good coaching and mistake-free play from the new players and to eliminate bad penalties, they should be very competitive, if not a winning team. I feel that they are on the right track with this general manager and with this coach. First year out of the gate, they went to postseason. They went to the playoffs. That's very important considering how long they've been out of postseason. 6 years is a long time in the NFL. That's a long time for any team in any sport. But when there's so many opportunities to get in the postseason, that is a big deal. And the fact that they got there in the first year, even if they don't make it this year, but they have progress in terms of getting better, this is an excellent start to a long-term process of being a good team, and again, getting, having the ability and opportunity to go back to the Super Bowl. So, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Football Hut. Thank you, and I'll see you later.